Alliance India at 75 Expo USA. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you all. It's wonderful to see how you all gathered at this beautiful venue for the launch of 2023 Metro Cities sequel. And to top it all I see in the audience tonight are very sharp gentlemen and beautifully clad ladies. Looking forward to have a delightful and engaging evening. And I am Mohita. It's my pleasure to be your moderator tonight. So without further ado, let's get started with the agenda for the night. I'd like to call upon Shivam Vishwanathan to give the welcome address. It's my pleasure to introduce and invite on stage our Executive Director, Shivam Vishwanathan. If I have to describe him in 3 words, that would be hardworking, passionate, and dynamic. This person lived 3 words to the fullest when he was campaigning manager for Madhu Uppal's quest for Naperville City Council in the recently held elections in Naperville. Shivam Vishwanathan is one who takes up tasks seriously and pursues it to the successful completion with zeal, energy, and enthusiasm, which is rarely seen nowadays. Shivam is also the Executive Director of the Asian American Restaurateurs Association and is also the Executive Director of GSA India Expo for Metro City sequel. He is an active AMEC Commissioner for Naperville and is the Chief South Asian Sales Executive for GSA Global Eye magazine. Shivam Vishwanathan for you all.
Thank you so much, Mohita, for that amazing. All right, I'll start with the visit that we recently had from India. That's our beloved Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. His visit has really refreshed us, and it was a historic visit of sorts. He visited us in June in Washington, D.C. One of the big takeaway was his appeal to the Indian diaspora on Friday night at the Ronald Reagan Center, where he referred to the global strategic initiatives and appealed to us to make a clarion call for Make in India, Make for the World. That sounds very familiar to all of us who worked in GSA last year. As some of you may know, that GSA India at 75 Expo, which was held last year in 2022, for the first time by any Indian diaspora across the world in Chicago, with successful curtain raiser held on September 22nd, 23rd, and then main 3-day Expo on 15th, 16th, 17th December, as it was a runaway success, and it was to the credit of the GSA India team that the tagline, Made in India, Made for the World, was coined in Feb 2022. It is so heartening to see the hard work of the entire GSA team over the whole year last year has reached the eyes and ears of our beloved Prime Minister Modi ji when he made his historic reference to Global Strategic Initiative and to our theme, which he referred to as Make in India, Make for the World. So now we are here today to launch and roll out GSA India at 75 Expo, but the Metro City sequels across America. Today, with everyone's input, blessing, and encouragement, we plan to have at least 6 Metro City sequels hosted during the remaining of 2023. When I say at least, it could be, at least we have identified 6, that could be more than 6. Plan is to have 1 day of curtain raiser in each of the 6 metro cities, get the input from the Indian American business community of that metro city, and then further down the road have 2-day expo, just like the way we did in Chicago last year. So during this expo, we'll have workshops, roundtable discussions, cultural events to enhance the US-India ties, The 6 metro cities that we have identified so far for the sequels are Atlanta, New York, Austin, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, LA Bay Area, Detroit, Michigan. I'm sure as we move forward, many more metro cities will get added to this list. This will be an ongoing feature till Amrit Kal, till 2047. The historic event that started in Chicagoland will continue till 2047. I'm sure all of you will join us in this launch. We cannot do this alone. We have a very dedicated, very creative, very skilled team, but it's impossible to do it alone. We need the support of each and every one of you. We need your cooperation, support, and encouragement. We need your positive thought process, how we can showcase India, the fascinating growth story, to the American public. India, as you know, it's poised to be one of the fastest economic forces in the world today. It is targeting to be number one. That cannot happen without India-US strategic alliance. We are open to suggestions, open to partnership, open to ideas, so that we can make these metro city sequels better across America. We'll have to make it more meaningful, impactful, as the first historic Expo was. A lot of meaningful outcomes came last time when we did this. I'll just take a couple of examples. Hollywood production was one of them. This was one of the round tables we had, one of the Expo workshops we had. We have some of us in this room who are involved in Hollywood productions now. Another one is Gandhi King Center for Nonviolence. As we know that the violence has increased across America. And then this is a model center which teaches people yoga, mind control, meditation, and so on and so forth. And a lot of people are involved in this, and it uses innovative resources. It also is involved in workforce development, wellness classes, food insecurities, addressing those issues. We'll also be addressing the mental health and anger management in the center. Overall, it will have a major impact on the gun violence as we make progress. The center is only 5 months old, and it is already making a huge difference in spite of all the challenges. Another outcome was the Global Eye Leadership courses, 6-day courses, which will offer different contemporary subjects. We are launching our first course with the stewardship of Congressman Jonathan Jackson. Our first course rolls out on October 9th on sustainability in Chicago. We'll offer a different course every month. We need another outcome which is very, very important is we need to motivate and educate our representatives on how they should look at India despite of different perspective floated by the vested interest. For that, we already have American Multi-Ethnic Coalition, Indian American Business Coalition, Global Eye newspaper. All these are tools to create a positive image about India, the true image of India, to help us propel the vision of strong and prosperous, secular India. Again, as I said, we are open to suggestions. If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, feedback, you can reach out to any one of us. Dr. VGP is, of course, always there. But he's difficult to, if you can contact him, that is, if you can reach him. You can reach out to Naveen Karna, Channa, Neil Khote, and all other team members who are involved in this. We'll be very, very happy to hear from you. And thank you very much. I'll hand it over back to Mohita.
Well, thank you so much, Shivam. You brought flavors of Naperville. Naperville's welcoming spirit in all ways, which is always refreshing and renewing. Our leader, Dr. VJP, would like to recognize 3 special guests from India, visiting from India today. Our very first special guest is Mr. Muralidharan from Chennai, India. He's the father of Vijay Muralidharan, who is the IABC chair for Illinois chair, state chair. I'd like to request on Chenna Kesavalu, CEO of GSA, who is an IBM lead executive, to do the honors of presenting the traditional shawl to Mr. Vijay Muralidharan's father. And can we call upon Neil Court to please present the pearl garlands. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Chenna. With that, we have our second guest, Mr. Yogesh Masiwal. I'd like to request on Mr. Kanapati, the CFO of GSA India's at 75 Expo. Mr. Masiwal is the cousin of our Expo chairman, Ajit Pant. All right, with that, I'd like to request our Lion Hina Trivedi, president of AIA, to please come up on stage and do the honors for Mrs. Asha Masiwal from Delhi. All right, now moving on to the opening remarks, I'd like Neil Coat, Chairman of GSA India Expo 75, to please stay up on stage. Now for the opening remarks, I'd like to humbly call upon Neil Coat, a distinguished and accomplished individual in the Illinois communities. The gentleman needs no introduction. He's the President CEO of Rely Services, National Chair of IABC, founding member and past president of FIA Chicago. He is also into real estate and is a hotelier. In association with the GSA 75 Expo, Neil is also into Hollywood productions. Neil Coat has been closely associated with our chief, Dr. VJP, during the GSA India at 75 Expo 2022, and we are absolutely happy that he's continuing to support with the Global Strategic Alliance Metro Sequel 2023.
Thank you and good evening. Thank you, Mohita, for such a warm introduction. And please don't take everything that she says. Welcome everybody to a great evening to recognize a very well achieved distinguished guest at under the leadership of Global Eye and AMEC as well as IABC. Today we are gathered here to also understand the collaboration between when President Biden as well as Prime Minister Modi, all of us came back from Washington, D.C., and there has been a serious engagement for the next 10 years and more for the foundation of India-US bilateral trade relation. So based on that, we would like to recognize IABC, which is also known as Indian American Business Coalition, and which has played an important role in connecting the small Indian businesses with their problems, with their concerns, with Washington, D.C. And we have had tremendous success when we were at the Capitol Hill with Congressman Jonathan Jackson, Congressman Danny Davis, as well as Sri Thanedar. Everyone has given a warm response to understand the problems of small Asian Indian American business people. And we really thank you, Jonathan, for recognizing those challenges. And we also thank you for giving us the Gandhi Peace Mission in the south side of Chicago, which is very much needed for bringing on peace and welfare and progress of the community. We did also talk yesterday to start a university of excellence for Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0, as many of you may know, in a very short, is now the next generation of collaboration between artificial intelligence, robots, IoT, internet, as well as self-decision-making processes. We have among ourselves a very distinguished guest, Mr. R. Mugam from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, all the way, who has been very instrumental with the state government of Tamil Nadu, as well as he's on the investment board for state of Tamil Nadu, and he is a known innovator, philanthropist, as well as a scientist who is promoting 4.0. Not ignoring, we have the next thing called Make in India, Make for the World, which was the slogan that has been coined, and that will be promoted to various different cities through the something called as a sequel of the cities, right? We have the sequel of the cities event under the leadership of AMEC, Global Eye, and IABC. So with that being said, enjoy the evening. We are going to be recognizing 3 important guests. We are waiting for Consul General to arrive, as well as I hope Dr. Barai should be here, Mr. Vijay? Yeah, Dr. Barai. And this is for recognition of all the hard work over the last 2 decades and more for the work that those gentlemen have done. With that, I would like to hand over to Mohita. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neil. With that, we'll move on to our next guest, which is Vijay Muralidharan, to provide an overview of GSA and reflect back. He is the Illinois State Chair for IABC Illinois Chapter from Oak Brook, Illinois. In short, he calls himself a community volunteer and a servant leader in many organizations in Chicagoland, such as Oak Brook Chamber of Commerce, FIA AMEC, CTC, IABC Coalition USA. And most importantly, Vijay serves in Village of Oak Brook Police Pension Board Commission. Academically, Vijay has 2 master's degree from USA, masters in manufacturing engineering, and an MBA from Iowa. Vijay has helped transform several manufacturing facilities in the country across aerospace, construction, and food industries like Cargill and Ingredion. He has a track record of transforming struggling businesses into profit-making businesses. I'd like to welcome Vijay to please come up on stage and present the GSA overview.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Mohita, for the introduction. First of all, I would like to say hello to the chief guests here, Congressman Jonathan Jackson, the visitor and guest, Professor Arumugam as well, and everyone. Lovely to see you all. And GSA, I have some contribution along with my good friend here, Chetan Kale. Would you like to stand up and say hello? So Chetan Kale and myself, we had the opportunity to curate one sector called information technology, engineering, and manufacturing sector for the GSA. Not only the curtain raiser, we did a lot of work along with many of the volunteers and supporters. And so the topics that we facilitated are role of corporate social responsibility, smart supply chain, very high level cybersecurity technology, artificial intelligence in manufacturing, US-India cooperation in sustainability and environment. And also we have some speakers. I will look at Mohita. She also gave a speech about developing young entrepreneurship and innovation mindset. So all the synergy that we created, thank you, Dr. VGP. Let's hear it for him. One big round of applause for pulling the entire GSA. And now we are again and forever going to do this every single year. And Congressman Jonathan Jackson, thank you for all your support. And also the one thing I want to highlight about Congressman Jonathan Jackson today is based on the GSA talk show. So I have something that I got reminded of, sir. So you are the grandson of the iconic Martin Luther King Jr. So that's exciting. I don't know how many of you know that. So that's exciting when I saw the interview. Thanks to Dr. VGP again for meeting some elite people that have very fantastic background that gives us knowledge for new generation like us to get inspired and also continue our contribution. Chetan, I would like to call you for a couple minutes and share your experience as well, if you don't mind.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, VGP, for hosting this event. Again, he's an excellent example of what we can achieve, and he's just raising the bar. You know, the benchmark is getting up and up every year. So it's, you know, we have worked hours. You know, last year we had 2 events because of some visa issues. We were not able to host it on the same time, but you know, the first event was so good that we thought the actual event will be much bigger, and that's how it all happened, you know. With so many speakers and so many workshops. I've never seen any event like this in the last 20 years that I've been in this Chicagoland area. And once again, thanks to all the volunteers, Vijay, everyone who contributed, you know, in some way or manner. But everything worked out fine, and we hope Dr. VGP will continue to, you know, enlighten us and give us more opportunities to serve the community in whichever way we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Chetan. I also want to call out Dr. Prakasam Tata. Also, he was also a very good speaker for our session. My closing remark is that, if I can get everyone's attention, is that yes, when I reflect on the GSA event from last year, so all I could feel like we lit the fire, right? So we brought in great talents, great presentations, great reports, but we need more fuel to make sure that flame continues. That's the message I want to leave to the leaders in the table, to see how we can take the essence of the GSA and continue the momentum and create jobs. For example, some technologies and on sustainability and so forth. So that's a humble ask to the leadership today. And with that, I will say have a nice evening to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijay. With that, we're getting into the most important section for tonight, which is celebration of Bhailal Patel. 50 years of dedicated service to the community. A huge round of applause for Mr. Bhailal Patel. With that, I'd like to request Mr. Acharya Rohit Joshi, Meet Councilman, for the special prayers, Dr. VJP, to do the honoring for Shri Bhailal Patel. Can I request Mr. Bhailal Patel to please come up? And with that, we'll request Acharya Rohit Joshi to please do a special prayer and blessings.
I will chant the prayer in Sanskrit, and I will translate in brief. Okay? Hari Om Apyayanto Mabangani Vak Prana Chakshuhu Shrotram Atho Balamindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahmopanishadam Ma Brahma Nirakuryat Ma Brahma Nirakarot Anirakarvastu Tadatmane Nirte Upanishastu Dharmaha Te Mai Santu Te Mai Santu Te Mai Santu. I don't need to say that Bhailal ji became a community leader since 50 years. He put all the 50 years, most important years in his life working in the community, being a leader. While I was driving him here, and he said one thing, our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, he said the Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, means get together everybody, then we can develop into everybody future. But he added one more thing, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Sahakar. To do all these things, we need your help, cooperation, so we can reach the goal. Thank you very much, Bhailal ji.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up to our hero, Mr. Bhailal Patel ji, who has done 50 years of service from 1973 to 2023 in Chicagoland and beyond. As you all know, Mr. Bhailal Patel, I can rightly call him the father of FIA. If I recall in 83 when I came and met him, he was with the doyens of the Federation of Indian Association 1980, where including we had his Babu Patel, Sitaram Patel ji, I remember all of them. But you know, Bhailal ji had a special zeal and enthusiasm. Much before we heard of Modi ji in Gujarat, Bailal ji was carrying the flag of Gujarati Americans right here in Chicagoland and beyond. Won't you agree with that? He, in his own simple way, had his own way. Now we call it Modinomics, Bidenomics, but I think Bailal was the first one who was articulating the Federation of Indian Association, which was the first organized organization in Chicagoland at then. And Bailal ji used to make sure, I think he created history. Please sit down, and because I can go on talking about Bailal Patel ji, because actually when we were in the Association of Nile celebrating under Acharya Rohit Joshi's thing earlier this year, I asked him how long, and he told me June 2023 will be 50 years. I said, sir, we must celebrate it. And here we are today. A very simple man, but got a master brain. Now I know why Gujaratis are Madhuji, far superior than us Punjabis or Tamilians like me and Dr. Armugam sir, or even the Marathis now, who Maharashtra is making news with the power. We have Neil Coat here. But this man's brain, he was able to make sure that the Federation of Indian Association has a Gujarati American president every other year. I still remember that. Nowhere in the country that was. He did it. His love for his motherland, his love for Gujarati, he placed Gujarat on the map. And that's how we came. And when we go to FIA meetings, General Council election meetings, he'll always be having his card up his sleeve. And we'll know that his slate will win, no matter what. Because that's the brain. And now we see Modi playing it out on the whole country in large side and all the whole world. So it gives me great pleasure to honor this man. And he's still going strong. Today, he's the Executive Vice President of Parikh Worldwide Media, which includes the ITV Gold, includes the News India Times, the Deshi Talk, and he's very active. And one thing which I came interacting him with setting up this, his writing skills and language is phenomenal. I thought it was only the brain power, but that his journalistic capacity was on the fore. And we are so fortunate to have him. 50 years is a long time, guys, giving himself to the community at large. We are just doing it for the last few years. If you ask Sita, Bala, Naveen, and Shivam, his wife calls every 3 minutes after 10 p.m. Now, I know the FIA used to be printing the souvenir at 2 o'clock in the morning for the next, I think the printer's name was, he's still around. His son is running the press.
Get his name now.
Sohan Joshi ji, you might be knowing his name. Yeah, South. He's a Gujarati. Huh? Yeah, but I'm saying, just like we are doing now, you guys used to burn the midnight oil because we all have regular jobs and this is volunteerism. So I have great admiration and respect. We have this special golden shawl. I'll request our CEO of our Expo, Mr. Channa Kesavalu, to join me in honoring our hero, a true hero who walks the talk and who faces challenges and is never shy to call black is black. Please give it up to the one and only 50 years for Bailal Patel ji. And his brain is as sharp as yours, sir.
Congressman John.
Yeah. Now I'll call upon the Honorable U.S. Congressman Jonathan Jackson from the 1st District of Illinois, who came despite his busy schedule to join us just to honor you with a special celebration plaque, which is actually a congressional plaque with a congressional logo. He will say a few words. He'll do his chief guest address later on, but he was overwhelmed in seeing Bailal ji. Would like to read the plaque and then say a few words and then present it to him.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vijay. The plaque reads, American Multi-Ethnic Coalition USA, GSA Global Eye Institute Magazine, Indian American Business Coalition, GSA India at 75 US Expo, Metro Cities Sequels 2023, the Global Eye International Institute for Leadership, Bailal Patel for his 50 years of dedicated service to the community at large, presented by U.S. Representative Jonathan Jackson. And in the Christian tradition, 50 is a year of jubilee, God bless you. Congratulations on your next 50 years. My father reminds me there is no retirement in our Bible, so you must keep working.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Picture time. Please, everybody, please come picture time. I need for this go.
And we will also have a congressional proclamation entered in your name, Mr. Balil Patel. So it'll be in the U.S. Congress. Thank you.
Hello, please, everybody. Let me check my picture. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we'll back to Mohita. Please, we have all the felicitations will be done for you now. So please stand on the stage. Maybe Naveen, get him a chair, please. Yeah.
I'd like to call upon Kanti Patel, our Federation of India Original Trustee, is an active member of Gujarati Samaj and BAPS Temple and has worked for Forest Reserve District for over 2 decades. Please welcome Kanti Patel, sir.
Yeah, I'm going one by one.
Good evening. Well, Bailal Patel don't need any introduction. I think the President Bhai GSA already said about him. Bailal Patel, I met him in Chicago in 1978. He was the chairman of Gujarat Cultural Association. Gujarat Cultural Association is the first association in Chicago. He was the chairman. I came and they playing the garba. I don't know any how to play the tabla or I don't know how to sing. But Bailal Bhai said, well, you have to play the tabla. I did. And then he, after 6 months, he put me as a cultural secretary of Gujarat Cultural Association. So we worked together in that association, and then me and Bailal Bhai joined in FIA. I know Bailal Bhai is working hard since 1975. His whole life he spent for the community. So, and he has a very good heart. If he want to say something regarding anybody, he never afraid.
Yes.
And this is for sure. I know that. Thank you. And I think Vijay Prabhakar, he's doing great work in the community. I know him since many years. Thank you, Vijay.
Thank you, Kanti Bhai Patel ji. Now we'll request Mr. Sohan Joshi, who is an FIE trustee, who is the chairman of New Hope Community Service, his Gita Ashram. You can continue. He is fondly referred to as mayor of Diwan City, and he is also an AMEC commissioner and one of the founding members of Congressman Davis Multi-Ethnic Advisory Task Force. Please welcome Mr. Sohan Joshi.
Thank you, Doctor. Very great. Such a wonderful. I know Bailal Bhai from 1981. I came to Chicago and I met him. He made me the member of FIA. This man is a different. I will say one thing for Bailal Bhai. He is a very controversial man.
Why don't say that he's not?
Because people want to be something and he object and they fight. If something goes wrong, Bailal will not accept anything which is wrong. He is a very respectable, very religious. And if you say the name of Bailal Bhai, you will see how such organized he do the program. He never criticize anybody, but he never accept anything which is not right. So I pray for his health, and I tell you that Dr. Vijay pick up a right person on the right time. Vijay knows how to pick up the person. He himself is an excellent person. I know Dr. Vijay from 1980. So I will only say that Vijay, you pick up the diamond, and diamond is Bailal Patel. So I can expect some clapping for the name of Bhailal Bhai. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Sohanji. We also would like to have a special shout out and welcome to Dr. Bharat Barai, our godfather, who has done so much for our community. And now calling upon the Iron Man of Chicago, Dr. Rashmi Patel, the current president of FIA Chicago 1980, a clinician and physician par excellence. Dr. Rashmi Patel is also was the president of Care and Share and has been in several organizations. Now he's regenerating Bhailal Patel's FIA. Please welcome Dr. Rashmi Patel.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar. First of all, I like to congratulate my Guruji, especially for the FIA. Since I became a president of FIA, every other day I call him and say, what is the next step? We have to have this FIA, most analytic FIA year, whatever we have so far. Bhailal Bhai is a multifaceted man. That's what I realized. I met him long ago in 1980s, and I was involved a little bit here and there, especially Hare Krishna, when he really helped the Hare Krishna temple, the building, to get the loan and get the things done for on the Lunt Avenue. I know him since then. Much more than you, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar has already told about his involvement in media, multiple newspapers, and his real estate. He is also a good real estate broker, and and nowadays, whenever there is any problem that we have in FIA or something, what we need to do, so he's there, and Kantibai is also there, and that, because of them, I am really taking the FIA to the new heights. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now we'll call upon Mr. Amar Upadhyay, who's the AMEC Commissioner, and he will propose a toast to Bhailal Patel ji in Gujarati. Please, Amar Upadhyay is also the General Secretary of Overseas Friends of BJP, a very die-hard community activist. Please give a big round of applause to Amar Upadhyay ji.
Thank you, Dr. VJP, for honoring Bhailal Patel. Bhailal ji is very community person. He is working with community from last 50 years, actually, and he is inclusive leader. He works with everyone, and he is a founding member of the FIA, and we wish him all the best. Thank you.
Now I'll request, on behalf of the American Multi-Ethnic Coalition, Commissioner Annette Colon to present a floral bouquet. She wanted to give a single rose to Mr. Bhailal Patel for his 50 years of service. Come, take a picture. Now I'll request our celebratory 50 years of service, Mr. Bhailal Patel ji, to respond to the felicitations. It's all yours.
Thank you, the Representative Johnson Jackson, Dr. Barai, and thank you, the all GBC, the chairman, Ajit Panch, and Dr. Vijay Prabhakar, and my friend Neil also, and all the committee members. I thank you very much to honor me. And I generally, I'm not a man of the talk, so I didn't prepare that I have to say something. I thought I have to receive the only award, so just say thank you.
I will say just a few words. There is nobody here in Chicago that does not know Bhailal Patel ji, or has not had the opportunity to interact with him. I am not so much active, but I have had the privilege of knowing him for the last 20 years, and I've been 23 years here in Chicago. So 20 years, I've known him, and I know how influential he is in Chicago society. With all his humility, there is underneath that layer of humility is that dynamism that makes mountains move. And we have seen that happen. So, Bailalji, we thank you for being here, and we congratulate you on this recognition and wish you good health, good happiness to you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you.
We also have Mr. Gladstone, who is the president of the American Association of Engineers of Indian Origin. He would also say a few words of felicitation to Mr. Bailal Patel on his 50 years landmark achievement of dedicated community service to the community. Please welcome Mr. Gladstone.
Mr. Gladstone Burgess.
Good evening, all. Ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't planning to speak anything at all, but I know Bailalji for a long time, mostly through Deshi talk. But he's the founder of FIA. Like Mr. Ajit Pant said, everybody know Bailalji. It's nice to have leaders like this in our community, right? So, it is like Dr. Vijay Prabhagar and several others here. Everybody is here are leaders. So nice to have you here, and congratulations on your all the accomplishment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Shri Bailal Patel. With that, we'll move on to the special address on Industry 4.0. I'd like to request Professor Dr. M. Armugam, who is the Chairman, Broadline Technologies, Chennai, India. Please come.
Good evening, everyone. It is a great pleasure. I think I'm getting the stage in the yesterday and today. So I have to make something different today. Well, that's the need of the hour. So, in fact, I'm an engineer by profession. I have been working in the field of Industry 4.0 because the revolution of industries are happening at a very fast pace. They are moving into completely automated environment with robotics and host of artificial intelligence and so on. So given this momentum, India is now moving a big industry base for the whole world. We are trying to implement a lot of industry modernization, bringing a lot of momentum. Our Prime Minister has been driving it, and this is the first of its kind, called Center of Excellence with Industry 4.0. It is the first of its kind in the world. We have implemented in Tamil Nadu, and we, as you all know, once upon a time, we called Tamil Nadu as a Detroit of United States. Now we make more cars than what Detroit do now. So we have implemented a lot of manufacturing base, automobile development, and so on. So we needed a research and development of industry support. So we have created the Industry 4.0 with Siemens. We have innovated a lot of products, services, and we improvised the innovation through startup. One of the largest startup in India is IIT Madras Incubation Center. So we are providing all kinds of technical assistance to them. To build such a large ecosystem would cost about 100 to 150 million. So our relationship with Siemens, they were able to afford it. I mean, they were able to bring it to India, and we have expanded it well. So now, to give a little brief about it, during COVID, we have built a lot of systems, including oxygen saver, and we have made a ventilator within about 2.5 months. We built, got it complied, and we have distributed for the COVID. And there are a lot of accomplishments we have done. We have done a 360 gyroscopic motor which can work in 360 degrees, which has never been done. So first time we have demonstrated. There is a lot of development that is happening in India. We would like to, and also a huge investment on the development of skilling. That today, after the introduction of this, in a span of 4 months, we have trained about 11,000 people across India on Industry 4.0. So that is going to be the prime mover, because India is looked up by the whole world as an engine for people and intelligentsia across the world. So we have skilled them, and they will be available for the international companies. And the good news is many of the large multinationals are moving their research development to India. One of them very recently was Daimler. Daimler, they just did a small pilot. They have moved the entire research and development back in India. So now we would like to work with US, and we would like to extend the technology, what we have built it. After we inaugurated our center, the first visitor was American Consul General. Then comes the German Consul General, then the British Consul General, and the Australian Consul General. So we understand the value of this center, and this is our Prime Minister would like to move such center in about 4 locations in India. So this is going to grow in a big way. And with these few words, I would say this is going to be a great momentum from India to the rest of the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. With that, we will be going into the presentation of Pride of India Awards. I'd like to request Congressman Jonathan Jackson to please come up on stage, and Sita Bala, our awards jury chair, to please come up on stage and do the presentation of Pride of India Awards. All right, so with that, we're also going to do an introduction for Congressman Jonathan Jackson, who is the rising star of the century, who our leader, Dr. VJP, predicts to be the next black president of United States of America. Rather, should I say, the rising sun of millennium, being the son of U.S. civil rights to the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., the legend himself who worked with Martin Luther King Jr. Better still, the rising sun, S-U-N, of the year, whose passionate actions speak louder than words, that radiates not only through the 1st Congressional District of Illinois, but across America, keeping hopes alive. Currently, Jonathan Jackson has been assigned the prized position in U.S. House Committee, serving on the much sought-after Foreign Relations Committee and the Agricultural Committee, overseeing nutrition, digital agriculture, digital farming, and horticulture. Can we all stand to welcome the rising sun, the rising star, the rising S-U-N sun, Congressman Jonathan Jackson, for you all, please. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Those were mighty big shoes to fill. I would like to say a very special thank you again to Mr. Patel on your 50 years of service. I'd like to acknowledge my very good friend, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar. We go back almost 35 years now. Dr. Vijay has reached out across the communities. He's fostered relationships with the African American community. Truly, he exemplifies the spirit of King and Gandhi, and I appreciate you so much. To Neil Coate, I thank you as always. And to my newfound friend, Dr. Armung Am, I'm gonna get it right, and your pioneering technology. I had a wonderful time in Washington, D.C. when we were able to greet and see your president, your Prime Minister Modi, as he shared with us that 1 in 6 people in the world today are from India, and the global power and force that you have. And Prime Minister Modi was so excited to share with us so many things about Indian culture. And he expressed his enthusiasm to see your food to gain popularity around the world and your exquisite cuisine. And he says that we've now adopted yoga around the world and all the great things that Indian culture has shared. And so for that, we are extremely grateful and thoughtful. And I must say, what you all have done in such a very short period of time in investing, like Dr. Armun Mugan has shared, in the underclass to bring them up. And God has blessed you enormously with the releasing of mind power. And I wish you continued success. And at this point, with these Supreme Court cases, there is so much that we can learn from you. And so I take that enthusiasm from your culture, and I hope that spirit transfers all throughout our country and around the world. And with that, I thank you, and I welcome the participants for their awards this evening, and congratulate you in advance.
Thank you, sir. With that, I'd like to request Sita Bala, Awards Jury Chair, GSA, to please come up.
Thank you very much, Mohita. Good evening, distinguished guests. It has been an honor to be nominated as the Awards Jury Chair for the GSA India at 75 Expo. It was very challenging, but rewarding and satisfying. I would like to thank Dr. Vijay Prabhakar, the founder and chairman, Dr. Ajit Pant, Dr. Vasavi Chakka, and Mr. Ganapati for placing their faith in me. I would like to appreciate their leadership, and without that, the Expo wouldn't have been successful, and we wouldn't be rolling out the Metro City sequel this evening. A quick introduction to the Pride of India Awards, Congressman. This is given to distinguished Indian Americans and Indians for their service to the country, for strengthening the Indo-US relationships, as well as the personal achievements. So last year we honored 75 individuals with the Pride of India Award to mark the 75th year. And this year we are honoring 76 because India will turn 76 next month on August 15th. Of course, tonight, as I mentioned, we roll out the GSA Expo Metro City sequel. We will honor the first 3 of the 2023 Pride of India awardees. The first awardee is...
We would like to welcome our Honorable Consul General, Ambassador Somnath Ghosh Ji, and please welcome and request him to come on the dais. And now I'll request our CFO, Mr. M. Ganapati, to please honor our Congressman Jonathan Jackson with a special shawl which has come all the way from Chennai, India. Please come. I'll request Mr. Naveen Karna to please present him the Pearl Garland, our Chief Operating Officer of the Expo. Okay. You take the garland for PG. I'll request Mr. Chenna Karna, our CEO, to present the Pearl Garland to our Honorable Ambassador Somnath Ghosh Ji. I'll request our Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Naveen Karna, to present the golden shawl to our Ambassador, Mr. Somnath Ghosh. And now I'll back to Sita Bala, the Awards Jury Chair.
Thank you very much. Our first Pride of India 2023 awardee is Professor Dr. M. Arumugam, pioneer of Industry 4.0, which focuses on the integration of advanced technologies, digital systems into manufacturing and industrial processes. He is truly, as our IABC director mentioned, Tamil Nadu's shining jewel, who has helped the local state of Tamil Nadu government by partnering with them and also Siemens to build the Industry 4.0 Center of Excellence in Chennai. His technological and business advancements have been very well recognized all over India. He holds 2 PhDs an MTech, and an MBA. Some of his recent patents include an oxygen optimizer, AI-based inspection system, and a food preservation system. He was awarded two prestigious awards by Indian Prime Minister Modi ji. One for his renowned innovation of the prescriptive drug distribution system in 2000. The second one, his project on energy utilities in 2007. He is a renowned technological and business leader in India, but in the world as well. He's a voice and beacon of hope to the citizens of Tamil Nadu and a major motivator for positive change. Professor Dr. Arumugam, thank you so much for making a difference in the society. Your efforts and intelligence and extremely commendable and truly make you stand out for the Pride of India awardee. I request Dr. Ajit Pant to present the traditional shawl, and I request the Executive Director Shivam Vishwanathan of the GSA Expo to present the garland.
One second, please. Dr. Vijay, can I take one picture, please? Sir?
Let me thank Dr. Vijay Prabhakar and his team for this great award. And I'm really proud to receive from our community here. And I could see the enthusiasm from everyone and the way you are all, networked and working for the pride of India. I'm really proud to be part of this. Thank you very much.
Congratulations
Thank you
to
so much.
Professor Dr. Arumugam. The next awardee is Mr. Bailal Patel. Bailal Patel needs no introduction. He's the one who put the Gujarati Americans on the map. As far as I can remember, the Indian diaspora community, especially the Gujarati community, he wore it on his sleeve and was very proud to bring Gujarat to the main stage of America. Sir, I may be wrong, but you are the one who brought the quota system to FIA organization and said every alternate president should be a Gujarati American, as Dr. Prabhakar mentioned. You stood up for your home state. I love that, and I wish I have that kind of attitude towards my state, which is Kerala. Of course, the Malayalis hold a place in the Indian diaspora, but the Gujaratis definitely do the great job. We respect you and what you did for the Gujarati American community. You also are the Executive Vice President of the Parikh Media Group, which has three of the important medias, which is like ITV Gold, Desi Talk, and News India Times. You have made yourself not only available to Indian Americans, but the entire America. We salute you on this. You truly are a community leader and a pride of India. We salute you. Congratulations. I request Hema Shastriji to come and present the traditional shawl, and Shivam Vishwanathan, Mr. Vijay Muralidharan to present the garland.
Hello. Can you come, please? Sorry. Can you check my picture, please? Wow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Honorable Dr. Bharat Barai ji, Bailal ji, Councillor General ji, and Jackson ji. I am very proud of speak about the Bailal ji. I know his name 50 years, and now especially Personally, I know him 27 years because of my father-in-law. Always talk about Bailalji. 50 years ago, I speak his name in my ears, you know. And 27 years, he always, anything happen, I have to put the news. He always be there for the community, for my family, for my Manoseva Mandir, for my father-in-law, Dr. C.L. Sastriji. I am very honored to with you right now, 50 years celebration. I am so happy, and I am happy to Dr. Vijay Prabhakarji always giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, Dr. Vijay, please.
I am very excited to introduce the next Pride of India awardee tonight, a man of simplicity, a man of intelligence, a man of joy, a man of integrity, a man of vision, a man whose mission is to strengthen the Indo-US relations, Dr. Bharat Barai. Dr. Bharat Barai was a gold medalist medical student from the state of Gujarat. Today, he is one of the leading oncologists in the state of Indiana. He has a record of serving 3 terms on the Indiana Medical Board and is the founder of the US-India Friendship Society and also US-India Community Foundation, which recently hosted Prime Minister Modi at the Indian Diaspora Dinner. You all know that our Prime Minister Modi ji and Dr. Bharat Barai are very close friends, and their association goes a long back to college days in the state of Gujarat. Prime Minister Modi ji, before he gained fame and popularity, stayed with Dr. Bharat Barai, and their families have very strong ties too. I just want to say that the ties of, that they have, I'm not sure if Modi ji's character have brushed off on Dr. Bharat Barai ji, or, the simplicity of your character, humility, intelligence has rubbed off on him. The best of the both worlds are in Dr. Bharat Barai and Prime Minister Modi ji. Dr. Bharat Barai is the most unassuming personality who is always wearing a smile and is able to present a solution to the most conflicting situations by his wise direction and his brilliant guidance. Dr. Bharat Barai, thank you so much for joining us this evening, despite driving an hour to be with us. And you keep the hopes alive for your patients and also for all the Indian Americans. From the bottom of my heart, and I am part of the awards jury, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar and Dr. Ajit Pant, Naveen Karna, our esteemed Executive Director, Mohita Sukumar, the Secretary General of Expo Sequel, Shivam Vishwanathan, the Executive Director, we all say a huge thank you to you. We are indeed super proud of what you did, what you have been doing, what you're going to do in order to strengthen the Indo-US relationships. Please put your hand together for the one and only Bharat Barai ji. We would call him the crown jewel of our community, rather the Kohinoor diamond. I now request Dr. Ajit Pant to present the traditional Indian shawl and Naveen Karna, our Executive Director, to present the pearl garland. Dr. Bharat Barai.
And I'd like to say a few words to Dr. Barai on behalf of the U.S. House of Representatives. Your name is well known, your work and your excellence precedes you. We thank you for your continued contribution and your friendship of enduring American-Indian relations.
Congressman Jackson, Consul General Somnath Ghosh, my friend Vijay Prabhakar and Ajit Pant, members of jury and friends. Whatever we have done in Chicago area in last 48 years, and for Bailal Bhai last 50 years, it's really teamwork. The Constitution of United States and Constitution of India starts with word, we the people. And I modified it a little bit for all the friends who are sitting here, we the volunteers. It's our joint effort that makes the program successful. And I do want to express my gratitude to all the friends here who made it possible, whether the programs are in Chicago, or they were at Madison Square Garden in New York, or they were in Houston, or the most recent one at the Ronald Reagan Center in Washington, D.C. We had plenty of volunteers from Chicago who made the function successful. I also want to give my gratitude to Congressman Jonathan Jackson. We have known the Jackson family, and his father has helped us. But on 22nd, Congressman Jackson was so gracious to guide and accompany personally myself, my wife Pannaben, my daughter Benita, and my grandson from the Congressional Building, Rayburn Building, all the way to the Congress chamber so that we could go there quickly. And then he was gracious enough to come have a meeting with Prime Minister Modi, and he was present at the amphitheater where Prime Minister Modi delivered the lecture. I agree that he is the rising star for Chicago. Yay! And as Chicagoans, we should do what we can to help him play our part in trying to make him go forward on the national stage. So, Congressman, we will be with you, and we will work with you to try to do what we can. I mean, you deserve it on your own merits, but we would play our part to trying to do it as Indian American community. And a word about Bailal Patel. I have known Bailal by going back all the way to Baroda in India, and we have worked closely together. One thing is, Bailal Bhai doesn't know the word no. Anytime I've gone to him for any community work, he has never asked for any rewards, never asked for any awards, never asked for any felicitation, and he will always do whatever he can. So Bailal Bhai, you deserve our gratitude from the community, what you have done for last 50 years, and God bless you with good health as well as continued support to the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Barai. Thank you, Dr. Barai, for joining us. As Dr. Barai had rightly pointed out about Bailal Patel, when we invited Dr. Barai to come and receive the award, he said, I don't need any awards. His simplicity is real and humility is par excellence. He said, I'll come there to honor Bailal ji, but I don't want any awards. Dr. Bharat Barai, I refer to as the godfather for the Indian American community. He needs no accolades, but any time the US-India relationship is in any jeopardy, he's the first one to rise on the occasion. He doesn't need a call, he's there. He has been like that for the last 28 years, as Sita had clearly said in her introduction about Dr. Barai ji, and he's going to lead us to the future too. He's an incredible man with amazing energy and simplicity and humility. When I was there on the second row, just behind our External Affairs Minister, Jay Shankar ji, our National Security Advisor Ajit Dorwal, our Ambassador Taranjit Sandhu, the Foreign Secretary Anvani Rao, and Modi ji was addressing there, Dr. Barai was standing like a schoolboy in the corner, in the front. He didn't even sit down, guys, for the 45 minutes the Prime Minister Modi had addressed. He worked hard day and night to make that a resounding success, to get 750 people, to make sure Modi's schedule permits him to address the Indian diaspora. He did that in 2015 at the Madison Square Garden, which you all know, and then he did it also in the Howdy Modi, but this was something special. And we came up to him and said, you could have introduced Modi ji. He said, no, I'm happy to be here. It's all about India and Modi ji. Please please give us a standing ovation to the one and only Dr. Bharat Barai. We will not have another Bharat Barai. I know Sita referred to him as the crown jewel and Kohinoor diamond. I know. And we need to have more Dr. Bharat Barai. Wish him a long life and a great continued service, which no man can do. I met many leaders, but I haven't met a leader who is a servant leader and who does not have an iota of publicity, simple humility right there. He can go around the world carrying right on his sleeve that he's Modi's Ji's bestie. But he is Dr. Bharat Barai, the oncologist serving lives in Munster, India. One more round of applause to the one and only Dr. Bharat Barai ji. Sir, you inspire us with your leadership, and we'll all try to be as simple, as humble as you are. Thank you so much. Back to Mohita.
Into young Jay Shankar ji between India and USSR, and by he speaks fluent Russian. Dr. Ajit Pant is the founder of American Association of Engineers of India origin. He's also the founding president of the USA-India Chamber of Commerce, the only such trade organization in the Midwest focusing on MSMEs. Dr. Ajit Pant has made history as the chairman of the historic Global Strategic Alliance India at 75 Expo 2022, which was a 2-day curtain raiser in September 2022 and a 3-day main event in December 2022 as well, where the theme, which was coined by us, Made in India, Made for the World. Friends, this Expo, which our entire team worked together under the captaincy of Dr. Ajit Pant, and as our leader, Dr. VJP fondly alludes to him as Uttarakhand poster boy, reached the eyes and ears of Prime Minister Modi ji, as was evident in his address to the Indian diaspora on June 23rd, Friday, where he referred to global strategic initiatives, Make in India, Make for the World. As earlier, Shivam Vishwanathan, the Executive Director on GSA India Expo for the Metro City sequel, alluded to the launch of the Metro City sequel is going to be done today by dynamic Congressman Jonathan Jackson, along with Honorable Congressman Somanath Ghosh. I'd like to welcome Dr. Ajit Pant on stage.
Thank you, Mohita. Good evening, friends. Please discount the introduction by 50%. So then you'll have me as my reality. But thank you again. I want to address our chief guest, Congressman Jonathan. Sir, if you don't mind, you want to take a seat, please. I will be brief and give you a small introduction into this concept of the GSA India at 75. India was celebrating last year 75 years of India's independence, and some of us got together and decided that event needs to be celebrated in a decent and loud manner in the US. With that, we got together a number of volunteers. I think we had more than 100, 150 volunteers across different sectors, across different states, that helped us to put this event together. For about 4 weeks we worked, BJP, myself, and a host of the organizing team worked on getting the concept paper, the vision statement ready on what this event is going to be about. And one of the first people that interacted with us and was so willing to guide us excitedly was the previous Consul General of India, Mr. Amit Kumar. So I have to thank Mr. Ghosh. I want you to know that it was the Consul General of India last year, that really encouraged us to have this Made in India, Made for the World kind of event. And we wanted to showcase India with all its strengths, the traditional strengths, the cultural strengths, and the modern technological strengths of India. And this is where we had this whole team got together. Lot of work was gone into it that does not come into the forefront. but it involved a lot of visits to India, a lot of meetings with, I think if we are, I'm not wrong, we had meetings with at least 10 chief ministers in the Indian states, including Mr. Yogi Adityanath in UP, Mr. Patel in Gujarat, in Karnataka, in Tamil Nadu, and some of these states were non-BJP states. They were very forthright with us, but they all encouraged us. We had different secretaries, different central ministers. We also met with about 5 governors of different states. And the idea with each of them that we shared was that we want to promote India in the US. We want to take India's culture, India's traditional concepts of yoga, the mantras, the dance forms, the music, to the mainstream America. We also wanted to showcase the technological advances that India had made. With that in mind, I think we had a spate of workshops. If I remember correctly, we had about 76 workshops that were designed specifically to hold and bring out the interest with the American mainstream. We had politicians, we have influencers of different kinds. We had political leaders, mayors of different cities. We had representatives from different chambers of commerce across the U.S. that participated with us in this. And with that, I want to share with you that the impact of this was not only felt in Chicago. It was done. We had chapters of our this thing done in Atlanta, in New York, in Austin, in 1 or 2 other places. And what has happened is that after Mr. Modi's recent visit 2 weeks ago, we have got feelers of that we should be doing some more sequel, because the Amrit Mahotsav has been extended to this year, and we plan to take it across and continue to do this to raise awareness about India, to raise awareness about the advances that India has made, not only in the technological fields, but in the bionic fields, in the medical field, in the cultural space. And so we want to do this, and we want everybody's participation, we want everybody's support. I want everybody here to suggest how we can improve, what we can do to get more participation. So with that, if anybody has any questions, please reach out to the team. The whole team is here, and we will be very, very happy to address any of your issues, and we want to listen to your suggestions too. So with that, I will hand the mic back to Mohita. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ajit Pant. With that, I'd like to quickly call upon, sincerely and respectfully, welcome our special guest for tonight and invite him on stage, Consul General of Chicago, Mr. Somnath Ghosh. As far as intro, this sums it all and speaks volume. But I'd like to take a few minutes and talk about his 25 years of career as an ambassador of India. He's also held the position as the Assistant High Commissioner of India in Bangladesh. Prior to joining as Consul General of India in Chicago, Ambassador Ghosh was heading the international cooperation work in the Ministry of Defense of India. In that capacity, he has been closely engaged with USA, Russia, France, UK, other major nations, and India's neighborhood on critical policy issues. We are honored and humbly thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule for gracing this occasion with your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands together to welcome Mr. Somnath Ghosh.
Thank you so much. Good evening. I will not prolong this evening. I know it has started quite some time ago. First of all, my congratulations to the awardee today, Dr. Bharat Barai, Bhailal ji. In fact, none of the words that he said is enough for both of you. I know already 9 months, both of you, and something common to both of you are Karma Yogi but man karma yogi. आप बोलते कम है. You speak less, but you walk a lot. And Dr. Arunagam ji, thank you for coming here. I know you have a root here. You have a, not root, a foot in Chicago. So be with us. We are very active Indian community, and be part of that and be part of the India-US success and friendship story. I will not prolong, but I just want to leave one message to each of you, that whether we do in trade and economy, whether it is technology, innovation, science, please read the joint document issued by the President of the United States of America and the Prime Minister of India together after the visit. It's available. You can Google it. It's a thick 6-7 page. You will be surprised to see the detail at the highest level of the governance. The two leaders have gone to technology. In fact, almost 75 to 80% of the paragraphs are on technology alone, and a vision, the depth of the vision and the breadth of the vision in all fields to work together between India and to work together, the two nations. So please read that. If you have any question, any clarification needed, and worse, if you have any doubt about this friendship, where it is going, read that. You will realize whether you are an engineer, you will find an answer for you, what are the field to work. If you are a medical doctor, you have a roadmap there. If you are an energy specialist, you have something there. And of course, if you are in a trade, investment, and economic related work, you can find yours. So it's a vision document of greatest simplicity and yet detail. Please have a look at the joint statement after the visit. It's very important for us actually, because visits go and come, and we like them. We are actually more beholden to the optics. But look at what is what is there behind, and please read that. It's available online. So with that, and with my wish for success of all the things that is coming in the next 1 year. So I'll finish here. Thank you once again for inviting me, and once again my best wishes to the recipient of the award today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Counsel General. With that, I'd like to call upon Shivam Vishwanathan, who is the Executive Director. We'd like to present the leadership team, GSA India Metro Sequel 2022 team.
Thank you, Mohita. So while Dr. VJP is coming, I'd like to call the team, GSA team, on the stage. As I mentioned, officially we are on roll, and please contact us if you have any questions, any feedback, any suggestions. We'll be very, very happy to talk to you. And if you find that there should be somebody who should be nominated, please get in touch with Sita ji, and she'll do all the due diligence to ensure that we present the Pride of India Award to the candidate. So I'd like to call upon Dr. Ajit Pant. Ajit Pant is the chairman. Neil Kaur. Neil Kaur has left. Okay. Naveen Karna. Sita Bala. Mohita Sukumar is right here. Channa. Govind Swami. I did not know his last name till date, so he's a very quiet person. Is he there? Channa is not here. And then Kanapati Maruda Muttu. His real last name is Maruda Muttu, but people call him Mercury for some reason. And Vasavi Chakka is not here, but she's one of the other team members. And most importantly, of course, Vijay Muralidharan. And the brain behind all this, Dr. VGP.
All right, for the closing remarks, I'd like to call to, yes? All right, I'd like to call on our leader and chief, Dr. VJP. The man needs no introduction. The legend himself behind all these grand-scale, magnificent and successful initiatives. The architect behind GSA India at 75 Expo. We have seen him, we have heard him, we have watched him. The man's on a mission. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. VJP.
Thank you so much, Mohita. It's coming to an end. I'll request Mr. Chenna Kesavalu, our CEO for the Expo, to please present the Expo recordings of the historic Expo, the show guide book. He'll present it. You can go to the table. Present it to our Honorable Ambassador Somnath Ghosh, to the icon on the stage. I mean, Suresh Bodhiwala is saying on the stage. So we'll request our, we'll request Naveen Karna to present the Global Eye magazine to our Honorable Ambassador. And I'll request Mr. Chenna to present the official show guide to Dr. Bharat Barai, our celebratory icon who's in our midst. We'll request Dr. Ajit Pant to escort Dr. Bharat Barai on the stage. This recorded all the curtain raiser as well as the Expo 3-day event. Please give it up for Dr. Barai and Dr. Ajit Pant. Patel. Okay, and now I'll request Mr. Mercury Ganapati to please escort Dr. Armugam, the man of the hour. You know, you all must be wondering why we did this on a weekday, because Dr. Armugam was with us yesterday at the IABC's 5th annual meeting, which is very well attended by all the Suburban American Chamber of Commerce. And I'll request Mr. Chenna to present the show guide to Dr. M. Armugam. It is because of him we gathered today and yesterday. I'd also request Chenna, CEO, to present the show guide to Dr. Bailal Patel, and Sita Bala, our awards jury chair, will escort Mr. Bailal Patel to the dais. Thank you all for coming. It's been a wonderful event. We are getting the road show on the roll. Suresh Bodhiwala is saying to have a group picture, which we'll do with the Honorable Ambassador and Dr. Bharat Barai and Mr. Bailal ji also. Dinner is being served. Please enjoy the evening with the celebrities.